Okay, that should be good now, right? It is. Okay, cool. Greetings, everyone. Urgent here. So I'm trying to get things a little situated. It's weird because I can barely see. Like, there's a giant wall of text here for me because of me popping out Discord, so I could successfully see my stories and read them to you all. So I have chat over here, I have my stories over here, trying to balance everything. Don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm trying. That's what's important. So, a finger gun. Okay. So yes, welcome to just basically story time, but I'm just reading my creative writing, essentially, is what this stream's gonna be, because extra work didn't go so... Oh, not extra work. EVP grinding. That's what I wanted to say. EVP grinding did not go well. So, yeah. Instead, I have a bunch of stories that I wrote. I'm gonna start with the one I wrote last night. And just kind of go through what I think would be fun to voice act and share. So I'm of course going to voice act pretty much a lot. So yeah. So I can enjoy what a fine job I can do with the model, right? Yeah, like I forget the name of the base, but they commented on the last stream, my debut. So if you're ever curious about the base that was utilized to make this reality, you can figure all that out. But yes. Welcome in Pearl Cherry 5, welcome in Andy, welcome in Nobody. I'll start pretty much with the story that I wrote last night. Trying to do voices for everything. And like, you know, like kind of set the scene for every story I wrote, because that's kind of what I did. I have like captions of like who's talking. I have like italics. You know, the slanted letter thing. I had the slanted letter thing for like narration and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna start with that. So let me do this proper. Can't really look at myself when I do this, but I can still scroll and see exactly what I want to. I'm just basically writing lore. I mean, I do it all through my Discord. I have everything written down through Discord. But yes. This story, I don't know if it's canon or anything, it's just kind of what happened last night that I turned into a story just because. Yay. So, this first story, pretty much last night, I just titled it My Soul and Coping. As I lay unable to sleep, unable to rest, or relax to any extent, I look inside my own soul, and see myself, the face in the mirror that displeases me, the eye bags and the burnout. Surrounding me, the versions of myself I long to be. My present IRL self speaks. Well, another day gone through. Sorry I'm not really feeling the energy for you two. I look over at the Femby canine and the Octoling. Jacqueline speaks up. No need to apologize, Redacted. We get it. Yeah, we're ready to stream or edit whenever. A purple Octoling steps up, hunched over. I'm just surprised even I couldn't tap in. The IRL present self speaks in response. Sorry Hex. I got a mix of a headache and our soul just needed to tap out for a night, I guess. You wouldn't worry about that forever, though. A voice speaks up as a silhouette similar yet noticeably different from present-day IRL stands up. You know, I'm the version that'll solve the most amount of problems, right, Redacted? And who are you? Oh, isn't it obvious? She steps out of the shadows and stands, one hand on her hip. I'm the better you. Present day starts blushing intensely and looks away. Oh, You proud of who we become too, I see. You know, this is what you want. I'm already living your fantasies, being mostly free to express myself how I want to. HRT, the whole bit. Oh, well, what about work and family? You know we have solutions and contingency plan for those. Gloves to hide painted nails, my wolf cut styled differently at work versus when I'm off of work, and specific clothing for other stuff. Yeah, I know I have that all figured out in my head. More accurately, in your soul, you dear Rose. Yeah, so you're who I can be. Yeah? Ideally, yes. Remember, just like the others. She points over and motions to Jacqueline, Ojin, and Hex. I'm just a manifestation of an attribute you have. But you can take those steps, dear. Yeah, but... Even if you can't see it now, there's no set time or time limit on when these changes can occur. That's right! I know it's hard, but there's a lot of good souls out there rooting for us. Yeah, I know you have 2-point mode and it sucks, but you aren't in life alone. I'm waiting for you. Redacted, Lynn. Redacted. You'll get here one day. Precious closeted tulip. And that's the story from last night. That's what I wrote. Or is all stuff inside our soul. We should get around to physically writing stuff. The model is adorable. Thank you! Yeah! You're talking about the lore you wrote down. Yeah? You incorporate more plurality into your lore than the actual system, lol. I mean, I'm like 99% sure I'm not a system. I just have different manifestations of myself in my own soul. Different attributes that highlight. And it goes into my voice acting, it goes into who I want to be. That's why I wrote up that story last night, to really highlight just my present self and future self talking, with Hex, Ojin, and Jacqueline also giving some encouragement. Because they're all just attributes of myself. They're all exaggerations of my own traits and soul. The lore is accidentally plural coded. Honestly, so is Alpha Stars. Interesting. If I were to guess, redacted refers to your IRL name. Yes, it does. So notice how I said, or had future self say, redacted, Lynn, redacted. That's because I want to actually change my name to Lynn. My middle name to Lynn. My IRL first name, I'm just going to utilize the IRL nickname I have. And then, of course, last name kind of stays the same. But that's what redacted is in that story. It's just literally typed as redacted. Let's see. I'm scrolling through to see if there's another story I really enjoy that I want. This one's cute. Okay, so this is kind of like I wrote down, so remember how I initially said that Jacqueline was gonna be a year from now, and it ended up being almost immediately after TMG? I kind of have a story called The Fusion, and it just kind of talks about Jack and Lynn's interactions with each other as they became Jacqueline. Ours could be a little bit, but not much, honestly, since our alters are separate characters and separate stories. Interesting. You know, I see these Sonas as the reflections of my pure soul, right? Just purely my soul just expressing itself differently from the different attributes that I have. My day has mostly been taking a mental break since my brain's tired from the internet sometimes. Understandable in mood. But no, let me this next story I'll read is just titled The Fusion. The Fusion. After trying feminine presentation IRL, my soul reevaluated itself and thus began the full breaking of my egg and the fusion of Jack and Lynn. This is what I imagine their interactions to be as it occurred. Lynn decides to look at the IRL self in feminine presentation. That's me? This is just the starting point, but I can add on to this? Yep. How do you feel? I'm looking off into the horizon at a path that was once invisible. A path I can be me. She starts to cry happy tears as she turns and looks at Jack. Is this our future? Is this who we can be? Upon seeing her cry, they open up their arms. Yes, Lynn, and you ain't alone. Our souls can burn brightly knowing we can fully express ourselves. Be ourselves. The two start to embrace as they chuckle and shed tears. The soul fire burns ever brighter as the two slowly bleed into each other, becoming one entity at last. What's left standing is an octoling with hair and attire that can be styled in both feminine and androgynous ways. Still a fire in their soul, still all their memories, still the same green eyes. Oh, yes! Oh, wow. Oh, my voice? It's fluctuating. Lynn? Jack? Wow. It's like I can dip from, NB to a femme. It's much easier now. Femby! We're a femby! Finally! A feminine NB. The new Sona takes a deep breath, feeling their realigned soul. Oh, I wonder how this is affecting Ochi. But they're also feeling a lot more femme too. I'm genuinely surprised this is happening now. Guess we'll have to be closeted trans femme now. Huh? Yeah, I guess so. We're one. Finally, we're one. I'm not a good femby. Nuh-uh, you shush, y'all. You should just achieve track to make weekendies gayer. I love this. Yippee! We use that magic laughter a lot. Yippee! You know, that's... Again, it's just... A lot of these stories are just kind of reflections of my own experiences, right? Like, genuinely leaving TMG and reevaluating myself. And then finding these voices. I was already doing this voice at TMG, and now I found this voice. And they're both me. They both highlight different sides of myself. When I'm more chill or laid back, or when I'm feeling as energetic or chaotic or as carefree as, you know, like me just like rolling around turfing. When I'm energized and my voice pitches up, I'm here. And then when I'm more laid back and I'm just living, I'm around here. It's wonderful. So I had to write about it, and I did. The fusion and my soul and coping. All these stories are just ways to express so much of what I've been through. Sorry, I'm just like scrolling over here. Chat, I'm a femby. Oh yeah, flower. You watch that in case there's people who haven't seen chapter 5 around. There was a story I was writing called My Mindscape, but that's like so non-canon, it kind of hurts now. Because the deeper, sultry voice I tried to do before kind of melted into my androgyny voice. The idea of Lavender still exists, but she's kind of her separate thing now. I think I'm gonna make Lavender just more of a OC than a Sona. Yeah, I'm gonna... Think they part of the team, true? Let's see, I'm just scrolling through. Oh, here's an interesting... Okay, so this was written before the fusion story, right? Keep puppy on, not true. But yeah, no, this story I have right here is, written before the fusion, right? It's just called Lynn and Jack. So, yeah, Lynn and Jack. Jack, unable to sleep, goes into the bathroom mirror. Inside the reflection is a feminine version of them, smugly smirking with her arms crossed. Hey you! Trouble falling asleep, NB? Jack grumbles as they give a glare. Grumbling. Oh, grumbly. I didn't even say good NB. Jack's face lights up red as they point at the mirror. Oh, hush you! She giggles. What's the matter, Jackie? I thought you'd grow numb to that compliment. The NB runs a hand through their hair and sighs. You know that gender affirmation compliments like that gets her soul all warm. Good NB. She lets out a TV static noise as her face is now bright red. That's not fair. Jack walks up to the mirror and smugly smiles. I see the appeal of it. Your reactions are entertaining. She points and shakes her head before fidgeting. So, Jack gives her a patient smile, waiting to see what she says. So, when will we become one? Jack blinks and sighs. When the timing's right. I got to make sure I'm really comfortable first, you know. Lynn looks a little defeated, but nods anyways. Yeah, okay. Jack interrupts her. Want us to be ourselves, I know. Don't worry. We'll get there. They give a friendly nod, when suddenly the ground shakes as a loud beeping is heard. It sounds close. Jack suddenly leaps from their bed, looking around, and then silences the alarm. Huh. Another Lynn dream. I wonder. Jack goes to ponder about their dream, unaware that this NB will be experimenting very soon on what's comfortable for them. And that's that. Actually, now that we think about it, the end of our lore does have confronting pieces of your own soul thing, like your story earlier. Oh, cool. It's July 18th. I don't know. People want to celebrate something, clearly. Stories are really good. Thank you. I try to make them half decent. I know some of them could be like reframed and like added on to. Ooh. Okay, this one's a kind of heavy story. Ooh, okay, so remember how I told you all about a really hard time in sophomore year of college? The first time I tried to experiment with femininity. This story's kind of about that. It's very very twisted and turning. But to clarify, this was written 6/3/2026. Even before, like, the egg started to really crack, but this was definitely like a clear sign, like in hindsight. This is like a good story though. Alora's been slow working for like 6 years. Wow. But no, this is like a heavier story I have. It's called Coming to Terms with Myself. It is definitely a heavier tale, but I want to fully voice act it because it is heavy. So I guess a little heavy. I'm not a good fembe. At getting cracked, beware a horde of cats in the dark. Wow. But yes, I really do want to talk about this one. Good fembe, not true. Okay. Coming to terms with myself. Ochi stares outside their study window at the starry-lit sky, taking deep breaths as they once again attempt to recenter themselves. They recently have been feeling ill. Alongside this, their passion and determination have run thin. They look around the room, seeing personal trophies from their explorations. That's a typo. A book and quill from Minecraft, an empty premiere ball from Hoenn, a camera from Tomodachi, and more line the shelves. Near the exit of the door is a calendar. June. They sigh, releasing a small flame from their mouth. Pride. The word slips out as their paw clenches slightly. How am I supposed to be prideful? I don't even know what I'm supposed to be. They rub their head and let out a raspberry as thoughts swirl. Visions in their head trying on feminine attire, feeling comfortable, and then suddenly sharp pain sinking into their soul. One of the scars that line it open as Oji howls in agony. No! Stop it, Soul! It's over! It happened! Move on! They hyperventilate, trying to get a grasp as it takes several minutes, but eventually the pain minimizes and the scar slowly begins to seal once again. Shit! The mud exclaims in a mix of relief and fear. Their fur, once stuck up in the pain, is now slowly going back to lying flat once again. Damn feelings. The wolf shakes their head as they go to one of the empty pieces of paper on the desk. They begin to write. Pride Month, a time when folks express themselves the most. A time where you can have a sense of belonging, where just being yourself can help others. Yet, how can one do so when they struggle with who they are? For years, I just went with what I was told. Male. He, him. But then, I experimented. Went to see how changing my label affected me. Seeing how others are, like Sifrin, were able to exist beyond the tradition and just be themselves. I went and tried as well, going with he, they, then they, hey, until finally realizing I only used he, him in any capacity because that's what people expected out of me. Well, I don't want to do what others want, not when it's about my own identity. So, what is Oji? What do I want to be? They set down the pen and pondered for a moment before picking it back up and continue writing. As embarrassing as it is to admit, when people platonically tease the good NB bit, it feels right. Well, at least 90% right. I still would love the idea of dipping and presenting myself in other ways. Maybe trying femme. They set down the pen as a tear begins to form. Can I even do that? The canine asks themselves alone in their study. They cover their face with one paw, wiping away the tear. Appearance. experimenting and try that again. Not like last time. Their eyes shimmer with a determined gaze as their soul fire flares up. I refuse to be used again, toyed with again. I'm not going to do this for anyone else other than myself. It's my life, my soul, and how I choose to express myself. No one else should have a jurisdiction over my own damn life. No matter what, I'll figure out what I want to be, what's comfortable for me. Do my self-proclaimed mission. As cheesy as it is, I know you're thinking the same thing out there, Jack. Across the multiverse, the soul link with Jack glows, as they both think the same thought in unison. Peace, love, and good vibes. That's why we exist. No matter what our identity ends up being, or how we present ourselves, our purpose will forever burn in our souls. OG mutters to themselves as a newfound rejuvenation washes over the canine. They set down the piece of paper, take one last deep breath, and go approach their bed to lay down for the night. Hell yeah, it's weird to talk about only doing it for what you want. That's true. Chat is canon in the OG-verse? I mean, I kind of see chat... Okay, so the way I write it is that sometimes chat is just like whoever I interact with in the worlds I go to. I don't know if I said chat in the story, but like, you know, I said when people platonically tease. So that's the way I kind of have it. Giving a standing ovation. It's not that good. That's poetry. Not really. I don't think I'm that great of a writer. There's definitely stuff that I need to work on. And like improve, of course. But like, I do enjoy some of the bases of these stories, and just being able to voice some of them, like genuinely, like the heart-wrenching, like, no, stop it, Soul. It's over. It happened. Move on. Like, just getting that raw emotion out through essentially myself, through Ojin. Oh my gosh, I love that. I have a question. Should you DM? I mean, depends on what the question is. Oh, yeah, no, I was supposed to give you a shield. You're right. Yellow applied for mod and got mod. I forgot to add it here, though. Boop, there you go. You're not annoying, I just genuinely was waiting for you to be online, Lamau. Excuse me, hiccup. Mike, what are you... Oh, you're sending me just Twitter stuff. Cool. Send you Deltarune Yowie, thank you. I'll check that out later. Good luck and congrats, Yellow. Yeah, Yellow got promotion. Yellow has been promoted. If it updates properly. I hit the button. Hold on. I guess I can't do it through VR. I have to, like... That should work. Okay, it's being weird. Hold on, let me just do it through my phone because it's being weird because of me tabbing out the chat in VR. So I'm just gonna go on my phone and check. Hold on, Momojin's messaging me too now. Great. What does my Momojin want now? Yeah, sorry, chat, for this. I don't know what Mamojin really wants. You know, a family friend kind of passed away. That's what Mamojin wanted to just inform me about. It was, a neighbor who was also a teacher. She was really nice. Okay, okay. Let's find something more positive now, because I don't want to really think too much about death, because that's sad. Let's find another story to read. Ooh, do y'all want to hear the story of Hex? Do you need to end stream and process that? I mean, they were close, but not incredibly close. It's definitely sad, but it's also, like, she was already kind of in poor health, and we just known it would happen eventually, we just didn't know when. I promise if I needed to end stream, I would, but it'd actually be better for me to just keep yapping about my silly little OC and Sonas and my own creative writing and stuff. This story might be a little semi-outdated, but I think it kind of gets the gist that Hex's origins allowed for, I will say one thing I'm gonna scrap is the nickname for Shininja. Initially, Hex called Shininja just Shed. I think I'm gonna change that bit, so I'm gonna, like, when I talk out the story, I'm gonna just still, I'll just call... I'll probably think... Hold on, I gotta think of another nickname instead of Shed. Okay, Hex, keep away from my Shed. Yeah, no, I'm gonna change Shed's name to... Hold on. Because Ninji doesn't really work, because Ninji is, like, Ninjask. Need a name placeholder. No, I want something good. So Hex means, like, curse, right? I'm just thinking of what would go hand in hand with Hex. I don't even have a name for our main antagonist. I'm just trying to think what goes hand in hand with Hex. This is so obvious. Curse. I'm just gonna call the Shininja Curse. So we have Hex and Curse. Hex and sex dies. No. Not naming the Pokemon sex. If it was a Nuzlocke, it'd be a little bit of a different story, but no, this is genuinely, like, Hex's partner. Hex's, like, best friend, essentially. I think Curse or Cursey. Hexy and Curse. You know, I think that's what we do. Hex and Curse. So we'll roll with that. I'll rename it to, I'll rename that in the story. But... Okay. Alright. You all ready? It has to, like, strike a weird balance where it could be a human or an angel or a deity all at once and sound Christian but not be an actual Christian figure. I was gonna say if it didn't have to be an actual Christian figure, I was gonna suggest Gabriel, but that's just because of Ultra Kill. I'm sorry. I'm a nerd. If I played it, I know it. I was gonna say Gabriel. But anyway. Alright. Hex time. Hexy-poo. Hexy-cat. The origins. Hex's origins. In one world that was a mixture of both Splatoon and Pokemon, Jack the Octoling found themselves yearning for adventure. So, they set out to explore the world. They didn't have any Pokemon yet, so they set their eyes on a quest to the Pokemon Professor. Suddenly, along the way, they stubbed their toe on an empty Pokeball left behind. They looked around, seeing if anyone dropped it. No one was nearby. They decided to scoop it up and hold onto it for good luck. As they continued walking, they eventually heard a Pokemon battle going on nearby. A trainer and their Nincada were fighting a wild Poochyena. Jack decided to observe out of the corner of their eye as they passed them, when suddenly, the trainer's Nincada evolved into Ninjask. As this happened, the empty Pokeball Jack held in their hand suddenly shook and made a clicking noise. Puzzled by this, they inspected the Pokeball and realized a new Pokemon was inside. They decided to open the ball and see what was inside, and Shedinja suddenly hovered in front of them. Excited beyond belief, Jack went to look at the Pokemon all over. Oh, wow! A levitating bug Pokemon? You look so cool! It looks like your wings almost are like dry wood, and your eyes don't have any pupils. Can you see me okay? The energetic Octoling waved its hand in front of the Pokemon. The Pokemon in response appeared to nod while making a small noise, signifying that they could. Wow! Well, it's nice to meet ya! I'm Jack! The Octoling continues their enthusiasm as they go around to check out more of their newfound friend, when suddenly, they notice the hole in Shedinja's back. Oh, great Zapdos! Are you okay? Here, let me take a look. As the unexpected Octoling looked into the back of Shedinja, they suddenly felt very cold. Their soul, their very essence, was unknowingly being absorbed. Shedinja realized what was happening and suddenly pulled away from their newfound friend. The Octoling gave them such kindness. They did not wish to harm them. Jack stood there, arms slack, their ink color and life energy drained. Where there stood moments ago a red-haired, energetic Octoling, now stood an expressionless husk. Shedinja almost seemed to panic as they flew around their new forged friendship. They flew around their newfound friend, scrambling to think of what to do. When all they could think of was to hit Jack with some sort of ghost-type move. Maybe then, part of their spiritual energy could come back. Shedinja used Shadow Ball on the soulless Jack. At first, nothing happened. But then, their body began to twitch. Their hair started to get color again, but instead of the red/maroon it once was, it was purple. The same purple from the Shadow Ball. The Octoling slowly stood up, their eyes now a foggy purple hint, alongside of a bit of their original green. They rubbed their eyes as they feel extremely exhausted. In a new, more monotone voice, they ask, what happened? Surprisingly, they could understand their Pokemon.
I didn't know how to warn you of my shell. I was not intentional, but anyone who peers into my shell gets their soul stolen.
The Octoling looked at them, puzzled. If I don't have a soul, how am I alive?
Well, I sent a Shadow Ball at you. Since I didn't have any intent to damage you, it instead sort of hit you. Then, well, the soulless husky were, with some of your original soul, as well as some of my own ghostly energy. You know, being a living corpse myself. That's what I think happened anyway. It was sort of a gamble.
Huh. So, just like you then. How fitting.
You don't seem upset by this. Did your emotions go with the rest of your soul? Or are you just that easygoing?
Well, you said firsthand you didn't intend for this. So it was an accident. By the way, how are you able to communicate like this? Not that I'm complaining.
But well, I guess you can say you're sort of a ghost-type octoling now. You have spiritual energy, so you can communicate with spirits like me and other ghost Pokemon.
Huh. Well then, I guess I should begin to befriend more ghost-type Pokemon, since I now have this connection to you all. Guess that would make me Hex Maniac Trainer class.
Hex Maniac? Trainer class? What is all that?
Oh, well, Pokemon trainers sometimes have special names. You know, bug catchers specifically catch bug-type Pokemon. Black belts are fighting-type specialists. And Hex Maniacs are ghost-type specialists.
Interesting. Sounds too long of a name, though. Hex Maniac Jack.
You're right about that one, Curse. What do you recommend?
Ah! Giving me a nickname already. Curse. Sounds simple, yet fitting. Alright, I'll accept this nickname from you, Hex.
Hex and Curse. Alright, that works for me.
And thus begins Hex's journey as not only a ghost-type specialist, but as someone with the unique ability of being both alive and dead, having a soul but also spiritual energy, and later, potential mastery of said energy. Who knows what awaits this variant of Jack. So yeah, that's pretty much a TLDR-ing all that. Jack got their soul stolen by accident. New friend freaks out. Shadow Balls. The Shadow Ball still had some of, like, the fragments of Jack's original soul, thus kind of making Hex's soul kind of just a fragmented one. It's like bits and pieces, like a soul shard. Like several soul shards, I should say. Excuse me. But yeah. They're dead but possessing themselves. See, that's kind of a good way of putting it. They are basically soul shards living inside of the corpse with spiritual energy infused. That's the best way to really, you know, describe Hex, I guess. See if there's anything else that's really standing out right now. I'm just scrolling a little bit. Oh, I started... Excuse me. I started writing a little bit of lore that I'd never added onto. We had some water left, so we didn't have to leave it for it. Yippee! Water! I have some water and a little bit of Pepsi as a treat, because in case I get Eeper and I want to keep going. Yeah, I guess I'll tell this story a little bit, like voice act this one, because it's sort of like the beginning of it. I want to actually rebrand it to Jacqueline, too. Jacqueline's journey to the surface. This... Oh, headset moment. Dang, charging cord. Okay. Let me attempt this one before... This will be... Then we'll take a break from stories. I don't know if you all want to continue hearing these or not. We could just talk about life and stuff, too. I just want to tell a few stories that I wrote. Jacqueline's journey to the surface. Part 1.
I never made a part 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. This is going to be my attempt at making the canonical story of Jacqueline's origin, hopefully to be adapted into a video series one day. Present day, Jacqueline is sitting at a cafe, sipping an iced coffee across from their friend Shadow. So, how's it hanging, Shadow? Been a hot minute since we chatted. How are things?
Things are progressing as per usual, but to be forthwith, there's still a lot I don't know about you, despite your openness. Hell, you have the majority of your social interactions open to the public as a small influencer. But what of your past?
Jacqueline almost spits out her coffee.
My past?
They pull up their mask and tilt their head away. Why would that matter any?
Aren't you the one that stated, and I quote, "We are the culmination of everything we've been through, and no matter what happened in the past, the future is ours to write"?
How? When did you? Didn't I say that around Grand Festival?
That and you have stated similar things during some of your turf war meetups. Similar messages, different terminology. So, as you have stated, you wish to focus on the future, but the past made you somewhat of who you are, yes? So what is your past?
Really twisting my arm here, huh, Shad? Well, alright. I guess I can tell you. Just don't expect anything too much, okay? Shadow nods and pulls out a notepad. Jacqueline sighs, lowering her mask, and leans in. Well, it all started around my 13th birthday.
And that's all I wrote. I was supposed to add on to it.
They're good stories. It's nice to listen to them. Well, thank you all. Yeah, I like yapping about them. They're fun. I like how some of these I said more to write later, and I just forget to. It's fun. I do have a canon Jacqueline timeline summary. That's all she wrote. Yeah, I have like a bullet point thing that kind of summarizes a bit. For those who are new or those who wish for a refresher, I will summarize Jacqueline the Octoling's lore here. So, around the 13th birthday, voluntold, I'm going to use that word, voluntold, to enlist in the Octarian army a week after their 13th birthday. Ranked up to a corporal after doing well in combat trainings and scenarios. Was told about the plans to steal Zapfish, questioned the orders and was labeled a traitor. Jumped barbed wire, cutting left thumb and knee, leaving scars. That's actually scars I have. I have a scar on my left thumb and knee, and my eyebrow scar. That was all from like escaping Octo Valley. I wrote for Jacqueline's lore. Super jumped to the surface, living on the outskirts near Blackbelly Skate Park. Slowly learning English, the Inkling language, from overhearing people at the skate park, learning slang words first and foremost. So homie and homes instead of friend, for instance, was the first words that they learned in English. Inkling disguise made from a cracked forged paintball mask, black beanie to hide hair, ears, eyes, and teeth. Participate in turf wars to help pay for food, and eventually new gear down the line. Still sticking with forged mask and beanie combo to hide identity. The thing to note about this too, two things I'll note about this is that, like, sadly, I only know one language IRL. The whole adaptation of learning English is just sort of in the real world counterpart to that is just me learning slang, because I grew up very in an area where I was expected to have proper English, I'll say that. So the correlation of IRL to Jack lore here is me expanding my vocabulary and basically reinventing myself with words that I am comfortable with, that, you know, I would use, versus what's expected out of me. Be like Pig's Pearl manifested by memories, even though the original wound healed. Wow, yeah, no, exactly. Pink Pearl. But yeah, so yeah, that's the whole bit about learning English. Would be basically that. Inkling disguise made from that stuff, participated in turf war to help pay for food, eventually an apartment, new gear, all of that kind of stuff. Like, this was like the start of it. Another lore bit I want to mention is the fact that whenever Jackogień got splatted back while they were still hiding, and you know how like the soul like leave when you get splat, like you see the little thing float upward, like the soul, like the little, you know, like the ghostly thing, it like swims up. I feel like, me personally, in my lore, that's more for dramatics. That's more of a, it doesn't have to do that. It's just like an exaggeration of, oh, I got splat, oh, I died. Instead, Jackogień would like swim down, basically back into the ink, hiding themselves while they go back to the respawn anchor. Oh, I didn't know if you remembered that, but yeah, I just wanted to like note that in case other people forgot that little tidbit. But that sort of is the workaround for sort of participating in turf war even before the great resurfacing, which is my next bullet point. Great resurfacing of Octolings lead to Jack revealing themselves as one, no longer hiding eyes, swapping to a sneaky beanie, because they still really liked the beanie and mask. Granted, at the time, they didn't really know that that was because of it also giving off like gender comfort, but still. Sticks with sneaky beanies, Zecco hoodie, and cream high tops as main gear for Splat Roller. Eventually has squid stitch slip-ons as an alternate shirts for weapons, but always keeping the sneaky beanie. And if I had another bullet point, it would be about Jackogień coming to terms with no longer just being a NB, but also a FemB. So yeah, that's Jack's lore summarized. This is another interesting thing. I have another smaller story, but I'll take a deep breath just to say hi, Wally. Hi, everyone. Do you want to yap about life at all, or do you want to keep hearing stories a little bit? Are you good? Is everyone comfy? A beanie mask, but like Inklings and Octolings have different eye marks. Yeah, no. So the Forge paintball mask covers the eyes. It's the paintball mask. Me specifically? No, everyone. I hope everyone's doing good. We're just taking a break from lore just to check in on everyone. Because, like, I've been rambling. Lore. We're just taking a break. Don't go with more stories. No, okay, all good. Yippee! You know, so, like, the paintball mask covers the eyes, but the sneaky beanie reveals the eyes. Jackogień only changed to the sneaky beanie after the Great Resurfacing, after Octolings got accepted into society. If it to your heart's consent. Yeah, these are just stories I wrote that, like, relate. One of the neat things I have with, yep, about being a good femby pup, not true. Here, let me take a sip of water. Or soda. Something to help with my vocal cords. I have both. I haven't really drank much soda, but I'm gonna drink a little bit. Singling out a single child to ask how their day is going specifically. Okay, Andy, how are you? How's your day going specifically? Now that you said that, out of just being silly, I'm gonna single you out. How was your day specifically, Andy? Let's talk. How are you specifically doing? You brought this upon yourself. I'm sorry. Just being a little silly. I hope it's going well. Uh-oh. No. I almost lost my place in my lore. I'm currently working on writing a fan project, a Super Mario Isekai. Ooh, fun. Sounds neat. Agree. Okay, let's see. The next lore. This is a very small lore, but it, like, shows off one of the things I really like. Is that, sometimes in my lore, I write, like, power sets. So, like, Ojin canonically sometimes gains smaller abilities from different worlds that they go to, right? We considered a fan work? A Bible? I mean, But yeah, so one of the things I have written is that, like, because of just how things are, Ojin will sometimes get smaller abilities to use outside of the worlds that they travel to because it sort of embeds itself. This story relates to that. It's called A Soul Panic and How OG Copes. Very simple. It's canon to the Christ verse. Yippee! Based. But yes, A Soul Panic, how OG copes with it. Ojin clenches their hoodie, feeling a sharp pain in their chest once again. Shit! No, not now. Not again! They huff. Short of breath, they stumble into the nearest bathroom and find a mirror. They glare at themselves. Act. Check. Self. Ojin the wolf, NB canine who travels to different worlds attempting to help others. Their soul fire is shrinking. Damn it! I need to leave, but where? Where? They panic, taking the little bit of fire left, blowing it onto their claws and opening a portal. Anywhere to recenter. Reignite. They don't even finish their sentence, they fall through the portal, passing out. OG! Hey! OG! Ojin, wake up! In a haze, they roll out of bed. What is it? A maroon bird in a backpack is yelling with attitude. Jack the Breagle speaks up. It's Trawa, you bear bozo! I heard her screaming outside. Come on, let's investigate. Ojin grabs the backpack with Jack inside it as they set out for adventure. If you couldn't tell, that was a play on Banjo and Kazooie. So that's one of the things in Ojin's lore. Ojin's soul fire or passion or motivation sometimes flickers out, and they need to distract themselves by traveling to a different world, reigniting that spark for adventure, and just able to rekindle that fire once again. So that was a little bit where OG traveled to a Banjo-Kazooie variant world where OG took the avatar of being Banjo, a variant of Jack was Kazooie, and Trawa basically was the little sister of Ojin in that world. And probably Wudo would be Gruntilda if you know Banjo-Kazooie or something. But that's kind of like the idea of that one, is the idea of avatars. So, avatars in my lore are the playable characters, essentially. When Ojin travels, Ojin takes the form of one of these avatars, and sometimes there's variants of worlds where Ojin can just easily self-insert into, essentially. I want to take a small pause because I don't know how outdated some of these are what I would need to like redo. A lot of these lores relate back to like being myself, confrontations of like heavy emotions. There's some heavy stuff too. Oh my gosh. I'm like looking at one of these. Some of these I don't even think I can say on stream. Their profile pic every stream. Oh. I'm just starting to stick in what Sergeant wants to do, you know? How would they react to a modded version of a game they've been to before? Probably just thinking that it was a variant, honestly. Some players have the opposite problem, an overflow of power forcing them to keep adventuring and violencing. Interesting. You know, Ojin's power sort of fades. And I remember writing, I don't know where it is, but I remember specifically writing a story, and I think it was the, I think it was a Spinel Ojin. It was the Spinel Ojin wasn't just a regular Ojin, traveling to different worlds, trying to make a positive difference. When they fit the role Spinel, not knowing what Pink was going to do, and being left behind in the garden. Their soul fire running out without them even realizing, because they were just trying to be blindly obedient to Pink. And thus, leaving that variant of Ojin forever trapped and becoming deranged. Eventually even succeeding at destroying the Earth. Very messed up version. Because I also wrote a story where that same Spinel Ojin came across like a perfectly fine Ojin on like an abandoned Earth, like just like a cracked, deforested, like natured, just floating rock, where Spinel Ojin was just there, staring off into the stars. When coming across a different Ojin, still having a soul fire, realized instantly that they could try to kill that Ojin and steal the soul fire for themselves. So yeah, that was a version of Ojin that was very evil, essentially. We love making the heroes a lot fucked up and evil. Wow. You know, there's that version of Ojin somewhere I wrote. What was that? What was that? The thing I just rambled? It's old stories. Wrote a little bit about Octoling Society in my lore. Just looking. Ignore me, lol. You're fine. Here we go. Here's a fun one. This is more lighthearted, don't worry. It's a very short story. It's just a quick little... Sometimes these, like, lores or stories are just, like, character interactions, really, that I just write for fun. So, like, Ojin meeting Hex. In one timeline, Ojin comes across Hex Maniac Jack, and is baffled to see a version of Jack like them. It's more lighthearted. Aw, /J. You don't worry, there's plenty of dark, twisted stories I wrote. Don't worry about that. Yeah, in one timeline, Ojin comes across Hex Maniac Jack and is baffled to see a version of Jack like them. The spirits tell me you don't originate from here. Well, wait, Jack? Why do your pupils look like spirals? Why is your hair purple? Isn't it usually maroon? Call me Hex. The spirits want to know more about you. Well, my name is Ojin. How about instead of just telling you more, we make things more interesting? What do you propose? A Pokemon battle. If you win, I will tell you anything you want to know. Hex suddenly forms a menacing smile, but then goes back to a more neutral expression and asks, "And the off chance that you win, what do you desire?" Seems you have a strange connection to spirits. I would like to ask some questions and write down your response for my own personal research. The spirits are flattered you are interested in them. Very well. Hex's pupils start to spin with the spiral pattern. As the menacing smile emerges once more, they throw out a dusk ball as Curse the Shedinja appears. You are challenged by Hex Maniac Jack. Yay, crazy trauma for OCs. Yippee! You know, just some of these are like just cute little character interactions. Oh my gosh, there's back when I was into Marvel Rivals, y'all remember that? When I was interested in Marvel Rivals? This is like the first story I wrote in like my newer server. I wrote a bunch of like character interactions if Ojin was a character in Marvel Rivals. So like I literally like wrote down like, oh my gosh, Ojin would be a vanguard. They would be a tank that has close range and mid range attacks. Left click does short range claw attack. Right click does a more mid range fire breath that spews out similar to Jeff's healing. E is a wolf scent that can pick up any nearby enemies and light them up. Has a 45-second cooldown. Shift makes them run on all fours for a short period of time before getting tired and going back to bipedal. The ultimate is called Flaming Fury, where OG's first sticks up. They breathe fire on their own claws and attack, and all attacks are greatly buffed, as well as health recovered by 50%. In the form Shift now makes them pounce, similar to Wolverine. Running on all fours, space. Yeah, that's what Shift does. And cute little character interactions I wrote too, like, especially with, like, Human Torch. Interaction 1 with Human Torch. Whoa! Looks like I'm not the only one with some flame on their side. Yeah, took me falling to a void to unlock my powers. What about you? Cosmic radiation. Is yours the same then? Or, mine is soul related? That's all I know. Interaction 2. So, you travel between worlds, right? Pretty frequently. Why, got something on your mind? Just wondering if you could be my multiversal wingman, or wing thing. Look, man, I struggled in the dating department myself, let alone helping someone out. But I can keep you in mind. Because if you don't know, Human Torch is notorious for, like, wanting to date. We do that with all ours. Yippee! Your OC moveset sounds like a fun idea. You know, I do a moveset for Smash too somewhere. I get all my OC Smash movesets because, you know, fun. Wait, who's Rebecca? Yeah, I don't know who that is. Sorry, Rebecca, but hi, hopefully you're doing well, I guess, question mark? But yes. Well, you're at Rebecca, though, question mark? I guess if it's your birthday, happy birthday? I'm a little confused, but I hope you're doing well. What was the next interaction? We did Human Torch. Oh yes, Mantis. Maybe Mantis said that somewhere else. Yeah, I'm not sure. Ooh, Minecraft music. Okay, Mantis. The interaction with Mantis I really like. Because if you don't know, Mantis can read emotions directly from the soul. That's why I love her as a character. It's really cool. Whoa. First Johnny's soul, and now yours. You okay there, Mantis? Oh, yes, I'm fine. It's just, your soul seems similar to Johnny Storm's, yet different. I've never seen one like this before. Do you mean the maroon color? The flame inside it? Or the scar? Or the scars? All of it, that. But mostly the scars. Are you alright? OG bashfully smiles. Don't worry about it. I've been through a lot, but I won't ever give up the fight. Minecraft mode. Interaction 2. It really is quite remarkable how you can not only heal others, but also have a gaze into their souls, Mantis. Why, thank you, OG. But don't you also see souls? Mostly just my own. But on occasion I can see others. It really just depends on what universe grants me what power set. Well, while you're helping mend timelines, I'll do my part to heal your soul along with the rest of our team. Yeah, we don't know who that is. Interaction 3. You know, Mantis, you remind me of someone I know. A girl named Trawa. Oh? Is she nice? What's she like? Well, she's a protector of life and all things nature. Just don't get on her bad side. Well, as a fellow guardian of life and the galaxy, I believe we'd get along just fine. Let's see, I still have interactions for Mr. Fantastic and Psylocke yet. Then we'll move on from rivals interactions with Ojin. I just find them cute. I know they're really nerdy and dorky, but I think it's cute. I think it's fun. They are cute. Yippee! Alright. Mr. Fantastic. Ojin, as a multiverse traveler, do you have any idea how we can bend the timelines? I'm afraid not, Dr. Richards. My soul naturally adapts to wherever I traverse. However, I'm more than willing to assist you in all I can. No need to be so formal, OG. And thank you. We could use all the help we can get. Interaction 2. Hold on. So, you and Dr. Doom, you go way back? Yes, it's complicated. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Didn't mean to hit a touchy subject or anything. It's alright, it's natural that you are curious. But now I'm curious, what brought this up? I know it might sound dumb, but maybe there's a way to solve this diplomatically? With the two Dooms? Perhaps, but I am uncertain of the probability of such. And then Psylocke's one of my favorite. It's really cute and sweet and short. Our lore started as fanfic and arguably just became fanfic of something else. Wow. Really writing fanfiction, I'd be hypocrite for judging these. Yippee! So here's the thing. I should have wrote an interaction with the thing, honestly. But I only did Mr. Fantastic and Johnny Storm, Psylocke, and Mantis. Psylocke's very cut and dry, simple to the point. Yet another yokai. Time to take you back to where you belong. Whoa, easy there, pretty ninja lady. I'm just a wolf creature. I don't mean no harm. I'm actually here to help. This isn't some mind game. I promise I'm not a demon or yokai or anything of malice. I'm just a nerdy canine with some fire-related abilities. I'll believe you for now, wolf yokai, but I haven't ruled out that you're a demon just yet. And that's pretty much the most recent lore I have, all the way until like February of 2025, really, that I wrote. I ebb and flow a lot in like writing down lore and stuff. Sometimes, you know, I write more, sometimes I write less. It really just depends. They're fun to do from time to time. I get like minor bursts of motivation and just want to scribble, scribble, scribble. Demon King, Secret Stones. Tears of the Kingdom reference. That's a Rita's fanfic of itself. Wow. You know, that's me with my variants, I guess. I haven't ruled you out as a demon yet. Play into it like us. I mean, I see myself as just more of a creature than anything. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily a demon. I'm just someone who exists. That's what I like the most, really, when I think about myself. I think about, I'm just a person on the internet. I'm just a person out there in the universe, trying to do my part to try to bring some, you know, good vibes out there. Because life's hard. I know life is hard. Be a hellhound. That's true. I would be a hellhound. But yeah. Glad I could read out some of that lore for you all. It's been, wow, an hour of reading lore, pretty much. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. I know it's definitely different from what I'm used to, but I'm hoping in the future I can actually make some lore videos. I think that would be kind of fun. Making things more like, I don't know. Just fleshing out OG's lore, Jacqueline's lore, maybe making a video on Hex. Oh, that wasn't even a deep dive. If I would go deep dive, I would, like, make full-fledged videos or something. That was more like an appetizer that kind of demonstrates what the main course could be. I notice my voice is kind of slipping a lot, too. I don't know if I really sound very femme or androgynous at points while reading and yapping, but... Ah, jeez. Little Eeper. I wish I could find that, like, car world. I wonder if I can just, like, look it up on my phone. Mariana Trench of Lore? Pretty much. Those were just, like, the bits I, like, typed up. I have a lot more untyped. Awoo! 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 Oh! No, that sounds actually aggravated. I'm not aggravated. I'm just more... Okay, anyway, enough furry noises for now. I'm gonna see if we can find that cool, road trip world from my hotel test stream. I'm just kind of looking right now. Also, if you like VR, please hit a like so I knows. I saw, I think, 6 likes. I don't really like to look at like count too much, but I thought I saw 6. Hold on. I think I found the world. Apparently when I was doing the road trip world, I made the reference to the driving in my car right after a beer. Hey, that bump is shaped like a deer. Yeah, it's just called Midnight Drive. That's what it's called. Okay, found it. Come on. You did a 6-0 joke unintentionally. Did I? I'm sorry. Ah! Let me do this way. Bapping you. You like the bapping? Bap? Am I alive now? Okay, somehow fake choking myself out somehow muted my mic, and I don't know how. And the only way I know how to fix it is like going into the settings option. And I couldn't even get to the settings options because Discord was open with my like stories. And I couldn't close Discord. And it just like trying to close Discord actually crashed my headset. So that's what that whole interaction was, if you were curious. So yay. That happened. You know, you choked too hard, Lamau. You know, I muted myself. And I couldn't fix it because when I went to fix it, the whole settings option crashed out. And yeah. I don't know if I should take offense to that or not. I'll give you one more chance to elaborate without getting banned, but just in case, Yellow, get the shotgun ready. So why am I sitting so low to the ground? I need to be like around here? There we go. Stream camera. Need to reflect it this way. And there we go. I think that kind of works. Why am I falling? I'm falling off the chair. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to stop the van. I was just getting into it. I accidentally pressed the stop button. Ooh, this is lovely, though. Look at this. It's like a cute little, like, hole in the wall. Little cushions and pillows and the bridge. Isn't that nice? Driving in my van right after. You know, this looks really lovely. Let me, like, zoom in on that bridge. Whee! It's like San Francisco, but not red. Neat. Kind of want to check out the van a little more here. Haven't really been... I only saw this a little bit on my laptop setup, but I feel like there's more stuff here now that I'm at my, you know, proper desktop. Yeah, you can't say stuff like that. Like, if you're, like, a viewer I've known for a while, you can tease and do stuff like that. Yeah, you're getting a timeout and warning. Good job, nobody. Good job, nobody. You're getting one last shot with a timeout. And if you don't listen, then, well, mods know what to do from there. Oh, well, good job, Yellow. Sorry, I'm so used to you handling things. I forgot Yellow's now a mod too. Good job, Yellow. I don't know if 60 seconds is okay. It's a good warning. If they don't knock it off, then, well, you know, we'll figure other stuff out. I think I can turn off the fog. Where's the fog? Yeah, horizontal fog. That's what I want to turn off. Yes! There we go. Look at that. Now you can kind of see out the window a little bit. If I put you all, like... Hold on. Boop. Check it out. Road trip. Actually, I wonder if I could put you, like, in the passenger seat. Could I, like, put you all, like, over here? Does that kind of work? Can't really see myself, though. It's hard to see because of the, I see the chat box, like, right here. And it's kind of blocking where I'm trying to position the stream camera. I wonder if I can just put this one over here instead. That should work. And then I can actually see this a little better from the passenger's perspective. It's gotta, like, move. Yeah, most of the modules are, like, self-explanatory in the sense that, like, if folks are, like, killing the vibe or doing obvious things that they shouldn't be doing, really. Treating viewers with disrespect, treating myself with disrespect. All that kind of thing, really. Because at the end of the day, we're just trying to exist. We're trying to just chill and live our lives and pretty much do good. Making chat your passenger? Yep, I'm road tripping. I'm your Uber driver, more or less. Where's my cord? The cord came undone. There we go. What kind of punish? Timeout or ban? Okay, well, if I say give a warning, then it's a timeout. If someone just does not continue to stop acting the way they're acting, then it's a ban. Or if someone says something really bad, then it's an instant ban. Like, anything that was, like, if it was, like, blatantly transphobic or anything, then it would be, like, instant ban. Because it was still questionable, it's a timeout. Pretty much. And of course, bots are blatant, yeah. Instant nuke, yeah. Like, the, best example of that was, like, the person who kept coming in with bots and being, like, anti-Canadian for some reason. That was a good example of, like, instant ban, instant get rid of. I don't want to stop the fan. I just like resting my... Can I, like, beep beep? Wish I could beep beep. Doesn't seem like I can. Those were bots, yeah. Little did you know, I'm filled up on gas. I'm a kid. You've had to make an ass. Pulverize the straw. This is a chill world, just pretending to drive. Up to the steering wheel. Big old tree. Wow, or trees. I'm big canine, I guess? I don't know. Words are hard. I feel like the one problem that this world has is a lack of tunage. It's not really any good background noise. Unless there is, and I'm just not. There's slight ambiance. I don't know if that's copyright. It's ambiance, though. Could be. Oh, you missed the joke. I don't fully get it. Bigot tree? Big old tree? Oh, because it's a big, and then, and then tree. Okay, I get it now. Stupid dog, you make me look bad. Ooga booga booga booga. Remind me of the Cowardly Dog. Where'd the camera go? There you are. I was like, I lost you for a second. I go into the first person. This is really cozy. I would love to, like, genuinely just chill out in a place like this. I don't know about living in. But definitely, like, chilling would be nice. Spin the bottle. Spin. So it works in VR but not headset. Give a drink if you've had a pet frog. I have not. I've never had a pet frog, so I no drink. Spin the bottle. Drink for every year you've played VR chat. Oh gosh, that would be like 5 drinks. Play on words that play. Wow, hi Seb. Hopefully you're doing well. I should get some booze actually. Are so cozy. It's almost makes us forget how awful cars are. Just generally. You know, I like cars. I just. Ooh, pyramid. I agree that traffic is stressful. If I had like a big open road with like no one around, that would be nice, but I know that's not really how things actually work. You know what, chat? I'm gonna get one of my Jack and Cokes and I'm gonna spin this and I'm gonna take sip space off this thing. Just because I'm feeling like it, you know? I'm feeling a little bit of chaos, not too much. Other drivers nearly took us out. Yeah, true. Trying to get Bunny's ass home. Okay, let me be right back. Okay, at least this time I could fix it, but my gosh, every time I sit down this damn headset, it, like, mutes my ass. But I fixed it. We're good. I don't have to restart now. Yay. Technology is great and wonderful, isn't it? Alright. What I was trying to say was I played VR consistently for 2 years, so I will take 2 sips of a twisted tea. 1, too. Just charging your audio device or something? No, it just automatically mutes every time I take off the headset. That might be a setting, but I'm not sure. Spin the bottle. Spin the bottle. Drink one for every country you've been to. Well, I've only been to one country. So, that's easy. Your ass isn't supposed to speak. You have a ma. What if both, though? Ever think about that? Drink 5 if you ever used MySpace. I have not. No drinkies for me. Drink if you've ever gone surfing. I have not. Spinner picks someone to give 10 drinks. Hey, no, buddy! Go ahead and take 10 sips of a drink. No, I'm kidding. I'm doing this by myself. No. Drink if your username is an animal. Well, not technically. I don't have a drink. Isn't it gone? What drink gone? Oh, MySpace you're talking about. I'm stupid. Dom's... Fuck! Well... Oh, why? God fucking damn it. Buddy! Wow. I'm a verse, okay? I'm verse. I'm not a bottom. I'm just verse. That shush. Shut up, all of you. We're spinning the bottle. Drink if you're in the... I don't know what that is, but Yitties. Is that like Yif and Titties? Not true. Anyway. Give a drink if you've had a pet fish. I have had a pet fish. Want me to Google it? Google what? Almost me choking because I can't take a sip well in VR sometimes. Okay, I'm good. What Yiddies are? Yeah, I don't know what that is. Drink every VRC commission you've done. Does that mean, like, requested? The one you just asked what it meant. Oh, that. Yeah, I don't know what Yiddies are. I wouldn't Google it because I don't know what it means. Drink for every VRC commission. Technically, I've requested one, and it's this one. My avatar, I commissioned. I mean, it was more so a GIF, but... still. Sip. Alright. Boop. Drink if you've watched Sesame Street. I mean, when I was younger, I did. Said watched Sesame Street. That means in any capacity. So I take a sip. This is what I'm doing with my Saturday night. I'm realizing is just grab my drink, Who else yaps about lore for over an hour, then just chats and has a little bit of drink? What else we got? Drink if you've ever danced for a VR club. Nope. Don't overdo it. I'm just having the one twisted tea. No worries. Once that twisted tea is empty, then I'm done. Drink 2 if you work more than 10 hours a day. Technically, there are days where I do, so I will drink twice. Let me take 2 sips. Google says Yetis are just big old titties. Damn, I wish I had those. I mean, what? Who said that? Drink if you have tattoos. I do not. You sip your water. I promise I'll sip my... I have my water next to me. I promise I'll have some. I could have done it. Wow. OG is envy. I am. Give a drink if you've been cut open. I mean, I've had surgery, technically. I got my tonsils removed when I was really young. And once I say give a drink, I'll just take, some... I'll just still take a sip for. Take a drink for every time you've ordered takeout/fast food this week. I haven't at all. Shove all the extra into your bags to make a chest. Wow. It's important for that one. Yeah, no, I don't know the context. That's what cut open usually means, surgery. Yeah, no, I got my tonsils removed, so... Or shrunk, or whatever. I think I had surgery on it. I don't know if it's the tonsils or a part of my mouth. Or under the tongue or something. I don't remember. It was something to help with speech, though. Drink if you like pineapple on pizza. Okay. If it's just ham and pineapple, no. If it's just ham and pineapple, no. But if it has enough mixed ingredients, I don't mind it. There's a certain kind of pizza that has pineapple as one of the toppings, but it blends together with the other ingredients decently well. I like the one kind of pizza I tried where it was like a mixture of other things, and pineapple was just one of them. Give a drink if you've done your stretches today. I have not done my stretches, so I know do stretches. I probably should. Everyone ooh woo out loud. Everyone who has done after 10 seconds drinks too. Ooh woo? Ooh woo? Ooh woo. Okay, there we go. That's a few ooh woos. That should cover it. Drink if you've tried Haggis? I don't know what mods, Google! What is that? Is that a food or a restaurant or something? What is Haggis? What's Hakes? It sounds like a restaurant or a fast food or something, but I don't know what that is. It's Scottish food, stuffed sheep stomach. I've never had that. I've had pig stomach, but not sheep stomach. Drink if you play a sport. Technically, bowling is a sport, so I shall drink. Like bread on a wow. You won an FDA bandit. Wow. Drink if you have a bunny ear. Hey, bunny! I don't. Yeah, no, I'm in a bowling league. I like bowling. Give a drink if you're in the Misfits group. I am a misfit, but I'm not part of any group. And Pearl Cherry Vi. Pearly has the bunny. Tricky, you haven't kissed the homies goodnight. I'm sorry, homies, I have not kissed you goodnight. I only ever kissed one, and that was the KFC femboy. But haha, that's a brag I can say. Who else in their life hasn't kissed a femboy at KFC? Guess what? This femby has. I've kissed a femboy at KFC. Me? Ooh, oh. No, bunny, you sib. I'm not gonna kiss yous. I'll throw plushies at you and I would give head pat. Angie/J. You know, I've only kissed one person. That was the femby. It was the femboy at KFC. No little drunk demon bunny with a butcher knife. Maybe it's better this way. Wow. Give a drink if you've read a book in the last month. I have not. I'm almost done with my drink. We'll do a few more of these. Hands up. Everyone who hasn't after 10 seconds. My paws are up. My paws are up and they don't stop. Okay. Boop. Give a drink if you've been to the gym. Nope. Boop. Give a drink if you're drinking wine. I am not drinking wine. I am drinking twisted tea. Wine is too fancy for me. Take 4 if you're a Misfit server member. I don't know what Misfit is. Drink if you've given a stranger access to your loveness device. Oh, like a sex toy. No. I've never had one. I'm kind of an innocent femby. Give a drink if you've had a pet fish. We've done this one already, but I'll have a drink because I have had a pet fish. No, I think they mean the specific VRC group. Drink if you believe in ghosts. Okay, I half believe in ghosts. What do you mean sex? That's what it said. That's what the dare was. The dare was like give a stranger access to that device. A device is a sex. That device they were talking about was a sex toy. I'm half sipping on that one, or giving a half a sip, because I believe that ghosts could be real. How you... Let's not skip over that. How do you know that? I know things! Just because I don't have experience doesn't mean I don't know everything. I know some things. I'm somewhat cultured, okay? Drink 2 if you play an instrument. I play the piano. This should actually finish my drink. Are you really surprised that Lynn knows that? Wow. Okay, drink's done. I mean, ghosts are kind of like souls without a body. So I'm just having a bit of water now that I finished my twisted tea. It's a time and place for everything, but not now. Yeah, this stream sort of devolved into a little bit of a drinking stream. It's just one drink. I just wanted a twisted tea. Just twisted teas are nice. They're not too much alcohol content, and it's just nice to kick back, have a drink, and just yap still about whatever, really. Any y'all want to talk about anything? And no, we're not gonna talk about that yellow. I'm dropping the conversation on that one, Steve. But... Oh, wait, I can go to the roof, right? I think there's a way for me... Yep, go to the roof. Yeah! Okay, I can just sit down. Let's just sit down on the roof and... Yep. Shall we? The piss air quality. Yeah, true! I feel bad for the fires in Canada. That's causing the poor air quality. I hope everyone's okay. I hope things get better soon. This is fine. Everything's on fire. This is fine. Excuse me. So weird hearing drinks go down and breathing in my ear holes. How sensitive is the mic? I mean, it's a VR headset. Sometimes that is a little sensitive. I'm sorry. JoJo Bizarre Adventure. I don't really know much about JoJo. For me, I always thought it was kind of overhyped. I'm sorry. That's just me, though. No, pretty hot take, but that's kind of how I feel about it. I don't think it's inherently bad. I just think it's a little overhyped. And not really my cup of tea, either. I will say I have to, as a collector, own a JoJo game, though. There's a small series that's exclusive to the Switch called Fitness Boxing. And with that, there is a Fitness Boxing JoJo game. I also have the Fitness Boxing Hatsune Miku. But I have to own Fitness Boxing 1, 2, 3, JoJo, and Hatsune Miku to preserve media, so. But yes, I could stare at the sun and be okay. Wow. Do I look like a 7th-gen shooter? Wow! It's crazy. 7th generation shooter game on Wednesday. A different anime, Fist of North Star? Maybe. I thought that was JoJo, though. I don't remember. I just know I have to, as a collector, I'm gonna have to own that, Fitness Boxing game because it's exclusive to the Switch. And you know me, preserving media. I want to have all the Switch exclusives. Wait, what is the Fitness Boxing? The Fitness Boxing game I was talking about, it's like a... something Fist of North Star. I thought it was a JoJo thing. Where I am, it was bad on Tuesday, but fine for the rest of the week. Well, glad it's getting better. At least. This desert with the city's kind of pretty. I feel like it's Fist of North Star, not JoJo. What's the difference? Genuine question. What's the difference? Because I don't know. I know knows. But then again, I know knows a lot, so... They're different shows? Oh, okay. I thought they took place in, like, the same universe or something. I thought they had, like, stands and stuff. Or the "you are already dead" meme. Oh, okay, so they're just entirely different animes. I thought that was JoJo this whole time. Omaiwaru Shinderu Nani? Where did you get that? I don't know. I thought, like, the North Star was, like, a last name in JoJo or something. That's what I always thought. I was confused. Sorry. Flower. Oh my gosh, wait, did someone look it up? Is there like a Rose Tulip fusion? JoJo North Star? Yeah, no, I thought like North Star was like a last name in JoJo. That's why I thought Fist of North Star was a JoJo thing. That's probably where my confusion is. There's no There's no Joe in North Star. No, I thought like there was a North Star. Oh, Joe Star. Okay, that's where the confusion was between Joe Star and North Star. I got confused. I don't. You can see as an outsider looking in, I get confused because I don't know things. I don't know things. I thought North Star and Joe Star were the same thing. Sorry. That's on me. That one's just me. Me being silly and you got a Jules thing. Yeah, no, thank you for the Jules Robo for the flower. Appreciate it. I don't see it in VR, but thank you. Famous mythics. You know, I got confused between Joe Star and North Star. See, I'm just unaware. I don't know things. I think there is a Tulip Rose hybrid according to a quick Google, but I could very well be wrong. I hope it's true. If you ask me something, beware of me being nerd. I mean, that's me with anything Nintendo, mostly. I'm more of a Imagine Dragons Nintendo nerd than anything else. Also, Chad, am I being too self-conscious, or my two femme voices, okay? I know this is a little random, and I know I, like, kind of brushed over it when it was happening, but is my voice really not that great? Will people really, like, will that people really be the first thought that they have as, what was it? Calling it like a Muppet voice? I don't want it to sound like that. I just want to sound me. I know I shouldn't take things to heart that random people on the internet say sometimes, but I still do. I'm qualified to be a furry now. I got Star Fox. I mean, furry is just a self-identity, if you want to be referred to as such. But I'm glad you got Star Fox. I hope Star Fox does well. Because I would love to see, like, a brand new Star Fox game, too. Your fan voices are lovely. Oh, that person. No one in real life actually cares about what nonsense they were on. Okay. Because I want to use my voices outside of stream, too. I want to be able to express myself. And I know the whole idea of passing is kind of a toxic mindset. You should just be yourself. But I don't know. I really just want people to not assume. I know no matter what, someone's going to assume, and they're going to assume wrong. But still, I'm feeling really, I don't know, part of me is feeling yeeper. Other part of me is saying, hey, don't slip into sleep yet. Want to talk about life a little more. Want to... Something ass. Ass? Where? can get self-destructive if you take it too hard or try too hard, but it's not inherently harmful thing about with yourself. That's just the nature of people, pattern recognition. Yeah, but that's something I want to break. I want to break the pattern. I want to break the cycle. I want to just be me. You know? Without worrying about that. Without falling into pre-received notions. I don't know the good word for it, but I don't want to fall into those kind of patterns of what other people think. That is self-destructive worry about this, yeah. Actually, it's easier in real life than online, where people have to look at every detail, where online some bozos just can't read to save their life. That is true. That is a, nice thing. It's a road here, and these sand dunes are pretty pretty. I wonder if these sand dune or this, field leads to, a good place to gaze out at the moon. I'd be a good person. I don't know if that's enough. Do I do enough? Do I fail? Deep in the ocean of mind. Yeah, no, I always wonder if I'm really good or if I'm being good out of obligation to be good. But then I step back and I think about the positive things I can do, the positive things I have done, and it makes things a bit easier. At least I like to think it does. I know that I'm still always gonna have those thoughts and struggles. The yin and yang, the push and pull. But I know that things can be better. Be able to make it right. Guess with that in a vacuum, they'll see your hair, your makeup, your clothes, everything else first. That's true. Listen to my recording and recording. You know, I used to. Whoa. Found the edge of the world here. I used to hate my voice a lot more. And then this happened. My egg cracked. And now, listening to my voice, even if it's just by myself, I actually like it now. I don't like the voice I had before. I think it was okay, and I was still able to express my emotions a lot, but it just wasn't me. I'm able to express myself and actually enjoy my own voice. Sometimes I'm worried that it's a little annoying, but the fluctuations, how it changes, is all based off raw emotion. It's still my voice. It's nice to hear. I'm accepting it more and more, and I'm happy with it. Hello, baby Dewey. Hopefully you're doing okay. How you doing? I'm pretty good. The nice thing about these streams, as silly or cheesy as it may be, it's just taking a few deep breaths and talking about life. That's all these streams really are. We were yapping about my creative writing and original characters and Sona lore earlier. Now we're just kind of taking a few deep breaths and just unwinding for the night. I'm sorry, I don't really play with people in VR. It's more of just a way to talk and chill. I can't really trust people in proximity. Proximity chat isn't very good. Because people can say really bad things if you don't know them. That happened to me back when I was only at 50 subs. Now I think we're knocking on 4.4k. Hopefully soon I can have all fours. That'd be pretty fun. 4444. I'm doing a good job of being a good person. Yeah, I agree. I think, as cheesy as it is, I think Papyrus was right. If you ever played through Undertale, or Sans was right. I think they both mentioned it. That even the worst person could change. Anyone could be a good person if they just try. All fours, like how I walk? I mean, I could walk that way. It's not necessary. 444, the death number, true. I wonder if they're gonna call it Splatoon 4 then. Oops. Alright, I've hung around this cliffside a little long. Let's head back to the car. I think I got my ear. You can see the ear shadow. Do you think even the worst person could change? That anyone could be a good person if they just try? Sorry, old lady. This is why I never make promises. I don't want to go to bed, but also my body's getting weaker. My eyes are getting heavier. Part of me, as a certain system likes to say, wants to curl up in my kennel and call it a night. I don't want to go. No, not like Jax. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. It is past midnight. I'm too short. There we go. Still don't have our biggest weakness. I know I don't. That's okay though, I don't need it. As long as I can get a reaction out of you three. I think it's nice to return the favor. All the time you three helped me, gender affirming and teasing. I'd like to return the favor in any capacity. So, I'm happy to. After all, good girl things deserve it. Tee. Good family deserve it more, not true. Actually, I'll Uno reverse and say, I think good girls deserve it. Nah, actually, you are. Hey, Skippity. Hey, mods, can you give that Skippity person the 30-minute timeout? You got 600 seconds is good. Good job, Yellow. Good Fox. Oh well, haters are gonna hate. That's gotta be the most cringy name I've ever read on stream, by the way. Their handle is fully Skibbity Toilet will be mine 6'7". What kind of 13-year-old kind of username is that? I'm sorry, but if you're gonna pick on one of my go-to viewer folk, I'm gonna call out that username. Just as the host, I will. This place is lovely. Look at these giant, like, almost like lily pad trees. Look at these. Oh, they're like clovers. They're like 4-leaf clover. I wonder if I can get up there. Can I, like... I wonder if I can, like, levitate myself up there. Higher? I wonder if I can climb them. No, it doesn't look like I can. Clover, Undertale, yellow. You know, this is a giant clover field. I lost part of my lifespan from reading that. It was very satisfying. Yippee! I was hovering over the water. Dang it. I love these little things. These little light particles. These are nice. We should do a food. You want to do what with your food? No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you should eat. I haven't eaten anything since... Let's see... 5, 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 8 hours? I'll have a little snack before bed. I know I shouldn't eat too much before bed because then it just gets put on as weight, and I'm already pretty extra thick. I'm pretty good in the weight department. Hot Texas Roadhouse leftovers, no snack for me. Ooh, that sounds good. I need to check what restaurants are near the hotel for next week because I'll be out in the field. Extra thick. Yeah, no, I have belly, I have thigh. The only thing I need to work on are certain assets, I'll say. Yeah, sorry that I want to apologize for Salmon Run not really going according to plan at all. Excuse me. I hope folks still enjoyed it while it lasted. Belly and thigh? True. What are you blushing at? Okay. Whee! Water. Ah, I can't see. There we go, that's better. I just need to levitate. Look at me levitating in the water, it's my silhouette. Ooh. These are cute. Like a little hangout. Wow! Ooh, the city looks pretty. Probably not fully 3D modeled. No drowning in lake, grr. It was fun cheering friends on anyway. Yeah, no, it didn't really work out though. It's too difficult. Ah! Ooh, that's where the van is. Why did I spawn on the bridge if the van's all the way over here? That's strange. Drown yourself in the digital lake.
Drown yourself in the digital lake. Or commence embroidery at the carnival. Or at the fairgrounds. I forget the line of dialogue. The choice is yours, a cosmic buffet.
I pulled the injector seats out of the brake. Uh-ohs. I like how I can't even, like, get over the bridge. Even though I'm clearly above it. My hitbox is, like, down there. Maybe I can go under? Can I go under the bridge? Just trying to experience what I can do here. Nope. Okay, I thought I could go under the bridge. Ah, my tail's in the way. Respawn. Oh, I respawn on the bridge. My tail is freaking in my face. There we go. That's better. It's like half the van's here and half of it is, and it's weird. Hello, Biggie Red. 12 a.m. Fine? Yep. We're just chilling. Hi. I wonder if I can just drive away. I'm pretty sure that city is fake. Part of me wants to see if it's real, but I'm pretty sure it's fake. Teehee. Oh, well, it's worth adventuring. Tree. What do they call it when a car gets parts stolen? You know, the cinder block tree thing? That thing that just happened to the van. Yeah, true. It's like the car got looted. But there's just the steering wheel. I just want to see if this city's real to any capacity and if I can get to it. Or if there's gonna be an invisible wall or something. My curiosity compels me. I think there's an invisible wall here. It's going this way is an invisible wall. But I'm curious how far out this way it goes. I don't think I can get to the city. So how far in the lake can I go? I want to go to the other side of the lake. Sound familiar? Oh gosh, it's blurry. Is that a lake inside of the lake? Am I lakeceptioning? Yep, there's an invisible wall right here. A tire jacking. Look at my shadow. Because I'm right by the street lamp. Wow. Boop. Oh, now, okay, now it's stopping the van. I guess it glitched. Because it kept spawning me on the bridge. That was weird. I want to do something crazy? Maybe. I don't know, define crazy. Crazy? Delta Room. Should I eat? Alright, see you, Baby Dewey. Thanks for saying I'm the best. I appreciate it. Have a good one. Should I eat? But what if I don't want to? Teehee. Well, I'm gonna put... What's this? The star there. Yummers. Surrogate. End up like a bike and be too tired. Teehee. I'm always too tired. Ow. Maybe you're right about going to eat. I did just get a shot of pain in my head. Damn, where did this come from? I was just fine. Maybe I should call it a night. Okay, lightheadedness isn't a good sign. That's usually a sign of like, hey, wrap it up. I will be, thanks. I usually only get headaches like these when either something's off emotionally, but because my emotions are pretty fine, I think I'm just burnt out. Thank you everyone for the 2 streams today. I know Salmon Run didn't work out as well, but this was nice to yap about lore, do a little drinking, and just yappies. I don't know when I'll be live again, but I think I've had enough screens for one day. Thank you everyone. As always, peace, love, and good vibes. And I'll see you all later. Bye. Bye bye and good night. The Marooners was Marooners. Yeah, Marooners stinky, but have a good one. Bye.